a couple of topics that you brought to mind that I thought about over the years. One of them was this idea of the artist creating a production process to duplicate their work.
Yeah.
I forget the artist names. I'm sorry, but there was
I,
a
I,
sculptor.
yeah, Jeff
Yeah,
Koons.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it got me thinking about the film medium and whether or not, is the art the raw negative they shoot? Is it the first print? Are DVD duplicates not the art?
Yeah.
Um, and I find that interesting because that's a sort of philosophical debate that, or
Yeah.
a
It is.
thought experiment that can probably go on for a long time.
Yeah. I think with my videos, I try and pull out an element that will pull people in that they don't necessarily know about. With Monet, it was the fact that it was a monument to World War One. His water lilies, and with Rodin, people just don't think about them as copies, as they're not originals. I mean, Rodin didn't touch his work hardly ever. He made little models with his hands. After that, he gave it to assistants. And the art world has more criticism for that process in the 21st century than anything else. These artists who just come up with an idea, and that really, do you think these Renaissance artists didn't have assistants? We know they did. We know Rodin didn't make most of his work. He got someone else to do it. It's not the point. I think that one of the most what's the word? That's pretentious to say that. Well, it is kind of important to say that in the Rodin video, I say it's not what's in your hands, it's what's in your head. That's what makes a great artist. There are gazillions of artists out there who are good at what they do. But that doesn't mean they're great artists. And it is a philosophical debate. It's like, what is original? Is the new Justice League movie original? Is it original? I don't know. Is it?
Well, that gets me thinking about like this idea that if him simply creating the template for his assistants to work off of doesn't count, then that means auteur theory can be thrown out the window because certainly directors count on cinematographers and editors and all that, but there's still artists that are sort of leading the creative process. I think that's why that conversation is important to keep having, is because we live in a world where production capability more and more requires other people.
Yeah, totally. I think my main point would be that is that it really is. People talk about conceptual art as being complicated, but I think all art is conceptual. I think that we're all coming up with an idea, and it's how you produce that idea. Whether you do it with your hands, whether someone else does it with their hands, or there are lots of artists who make videos, lots of artists who make films. Matthew Barney, amazing. His films are incredible, but he doesn't make them on his own. It's artists don't work in some little cabin and never see the light of day. They're working with lots of other people. Occasionally, you'll get someone like Michelangelo, who was so grumpy and so smelly and so dirty that no one wanted to be around him. So it's, but. Yeah, he didn't want to share with anyone. I mean, but he didn't do the Sistine Chapel on his own.